Okay, so it is the morning of September 20th, and here we have my first find of the day, first find in Virginia in like 5 or 6 months. This is a southern two-line salamander, Yersia sirigera, very common salamander in the southeast, which obviously includes central western Virginia. We have two-line salamanders that were under one single rock. The first one is here, the second one's skittered toward this leaf right over here. Still at that same natural spring in west central Virginia. So right here what we have, if you'll notice the shape of the head, the eye jawline, the fact that this salamander is just huge and lives in a spring, that's right folks, it's not very brightly orange colored, but I've just found my first full adult northern spring salamander, Gernophilus porphyriticus. They lose their orangish red coloring as they age, so this one's a very old individual. He's got more of like a purplish brown color. Exceedingly large salamander. I reached down there into the muddy water I just stirred up. Something huge wriggled around. My first thought was, oh my word, it's just a humongous northern dusky because of the color, and I pulled this sucker out, and I got a look at the shape of his head there. You see the kind of now the faint eye jaw lines on this individual. Just the shape of the nose there. And this is definitely a northern spring salamander. A very old individual, probably 7-8 inches long. Just a massive, massive salamander. Alright, nothing exceedingly exciting here for the experienced herpetologist that may be watching this. But this is just a species I haven't seen today as of yet. Now I have good old-fashioned northern dusky salamander, Desmognathus fuscus, with that eye jaw line. And there he goes under that rock. Here's a frog, not a salamander, that jumped into this ice-cold water from an adjacent boulder. Beautiful specimen of a pickerel frog. I'm not going to try to get him. Pretty common species here in Virginia, just not where I come from in Michigan. We have a lot more leopards. So, just a little weird to see a frog in this very cold water. I mean, it must be 45, 50 degrees maximum. That's natural spring. About 9 a.m. What we have here is somewhat of a rare salamander, if I can get him to sit still. I'm in central western Virginia still, and this is a woodland salamander that only occurs in a very small area of the state. This is called the Peaks of Otter salamander. You'll note the gold pattern on the whole body. Relatively small woodland salamander. Lives at middle to high elevations here in central western Virginia. He's trying to crawl up my sleeve. I'll try to find a larger specimen where the lighting may be a little better. You can see that gold a little better, but Peaks of Otter. Trying to figure out how to get the glare off them. We're back. This is a much larger Peaks of Otter salamander. I believe Plethodon hubrati, could be wrong on that. Found under a large log here on a Virginia hillside. About 9:30 in the morning on September 20th. Beautiful gold flecking pattern on the back. About a 4-inch salamander here. That's my third of the day. The one I already taped, the other one I couldn't catch, and it was also small, so I kind of let it go. This one, the best specimen of the day by far. I'm going to put him on the ground very briefly. Hopefully that takes out some of the glare and you can just see him in his habitat. And I already have some superb pictures of the species from a couple years back, but I'm going to snap a few quick pictures just for good measure. Oh, and there he goes. He's going toward that leaf litter. Trying to get away from the light. He's got a negative phototaxis. The technical method. And this is Terrapin Mountain Overlook on the Blue Ridge Parkway. You're looking out toward the Orange Mountains near Charlottesville. That city down there, I believe, is Lynchburg, there in the foreground. Might also be Big Island, I'm not entirely sure. And then out that way you can see where the land levels off into the Piedmont. You get lighter and lighter shades of blue. Over here to our right is Terrapin Mountain itself on the Blue Ridge Parkway. So these are the Blue Ridge Mountains right here in the foreground, and in the background you have the Piedmont. Just again a breathtaking view off the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm in a little mountain stream along the Blue Ridge Parkway. This is just, you know, an ordinary two-line salamander, but I find the color pattern rather interesting. He's got like dots straight down the middle of his back, which I find to be slightly unusual. Almost like the inklings of a third line, which I've seen in other patterns in other parts of Virginia, but just a very unique looking two-line salamander. Here's the habitat, just a small rocky stream right near its headwaters. Going to get a few pictures here. About 10:15, 10:20 a.m., mountains of west central Virginia. Here's a second northern dusky of the day, the first one in the stream. Again, not an extraordinary specimen by any means, but just first northern dusky I found at this locale. Alright, so you're looking at House Mountain right over there. Not sure if you can see, it's kind of shrouded in fog. You're looking from the Blue Ridge Mountains into the Shenandoah Valley and the Alleghenies. Those are some little foothills right there down by Buena Vista. Those are the Allegheny Mountains in the distance near the West Virginia border. I'm about to hyperventilate. I just flipped a log at the edge of a place called, well, I can't tell you what it's called, but it's in the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia. And I flipped this log here at the edge of a vernal pool, about 20 feet from the edge. And I found not one, but count them, 4 Ambystoma opacum. Looks like 3 males, 1 female, awaiting the breeding season here at the edge of the pond. I've never seen this species before. Augusta County, Virginia, about 1 p.m. Eastern. There was a sound in the woods. I've been talking and singing to keep the bears at bay. Here's the marbled Sally I'm holding. Beautiful creature. I'm going to get pictures of all of this. Wow, just wow. Just one last piece of video with the marbleds here. This one has an incredibly cool pattern of silver and black on his head and down his whole body. This is the third of the 4 marbled salamanders under the log.